Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Watch the greenbacks tumble. Feel their style and trouble.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked. Here we go. Your dial set correctly to USAPrepares.com. And if you'd like to call us, we'll pay for the call. 866-582-9933, 866-582-9933. Dr. Richard Allen Miller's with us. Welcome, Rick.
I love the way you always laugh when you come on the air. It's lovely.
Well, Rick, I'll tell you, I have a feeling it has something to do with I can't believe the fact that I'm still doing this. I can't believe that they're. it's like
yeah.
What is GCN
right now? What's going on today?
Well, I was thinking, what is GCN thinking by letting me be on the air? That's what it is. Well, Rick, I got a call from one of our buddies. You know, this guy is a USA Prepares instructor, except he hasn't been heard on the air. And the reason I say that is he provides lots of information for you and for me and Matt Stein and, you know, Aaron Dakins and some of the rest of the faculty. His name is Joey, and Joey lives in Michigan. And Joey called me last night, and he said, Vinny, like, I can't believe it. The same things are happening to me. Everything, you know, he was telling me that he was working on his farm and he's having all these failures. All these rubber parts are breaking and failing.
Yeah.
And it was like there was nothing that he could do that didn't have a failure somewhere in the process. And he was expressing his frustration the same as I was, you know, and so it was maybe just maybe it was like a one-upmanship. We're talking about, you know, how many things have failed. He would mention it and I'd mention it and we'd go on. And it's a problem. It's a problem. And one of the things that came up during the discussion is this intentional? Is it intentional to have thinner hydraulic hoses so that they do fail, so that, you know, since we buy a lot of our parts from other countries, is it possible that they are literally in the business of sabotaging our food production and our manufacturing processes by these lower lifespan hydraulic hoses and rubber parts? Is that possible? So we were just, you know, we're not saying that is the case, but isn't that interesting that could be the case? That we are being taken down one farm or one machine at a time. You know, is it possible? And the answer is I don't know, but boy, it sure seems like it could be possible. So I don't like it. I don't like the fact that hoses are thinner. I don't like the fact that they don't last as long. I don't like the fact that tires don't last as long. And I mentioned that I have, Mrs. Finelli has a tractor, an international tractor. It's an International Model 385, if anyone wants to look it up. It's 40 horsepower, 3 cylinders. It's a really nice 4,000-pound tractor. The original tires lasted so long, we replaced the front tires on it and a few years ago, and they're wearing out very quickly. They're not lasting anywhere near as long as the original ones lasted. So why is that? And Miles from Europe mentioned to us that they're adding silica to the rubber. to extend it. It's like filler. It's like sawdust in food. And, it's cheap. Sand is silica. It's everywhere. It's cheap. And it seems
rather than plywood, it's particle board.
Yeah. I mean, we used to have pine boards that we'd use for decking, and we replaced that with plywood 4x8 sheets, and we replaced that with oriented strand board, wafer board. And you're absolutely right. Countertops, just as you're saying, Rick, countertops back in the
I don't think that's just that's last year's problem with Mopar and the DeLorean as a historical, no longer trying to build things the best we can. However, there's something else also going on that convolutes and clouds the issues. One of which is this Lorien Murray that I've been in contact with has sent me some secret documents from the Air Force where they are absolutely acknowledging that the upper atmosphere is filled with particulate from Fukushima that is fatiguing the metal and destroying the rubber. And the kinds of washers and other kinds of non-metallic objects that are used, they're wearing out because of the radioactivity. Now, I yesterday posted, it had over 7,500 hits on Facebook. That's at docram.com. docram.com is my Facebook, where I'm doing my blog every day. I put things up. And yesterday, I put one up about the radiation that's falling in Idaho and Missouri. And it's greater than Fukushima and Japan right now, this morning. Now, why this is happening? The weather's changing. Today, we had triple digits a couple of days ago. It's pouring down rain and in the 50s today. It's 50-degree weather swing, almost 60-degree weather swing, and we're getting pouring down rain today. We had rain yesterday as well. The weather is obviously part of the situation, and it's dropping all kinds of crap down onto the earth that will affect our technologies. And that is to be, measured against sawdust and the other kinds of things they're using as fillers, and having support industries with more employment to take care of the same project that used to be done when you tried to use a 306 or a 312 stainless. I don't have the answers on what's really going on. I'm like everybody else. I'm trying to vet it out in terms of what I read on the internet and then do a credibility. I had a NASA report that I posted 2 days ago that had a huge number of people reading it, and it turned out to be disinformation. I acknowledge that it was disinformation. It's what someone had done is gotten a hold of a secret NASA document and altered it to suggest Houston is going to be on the 28th hit by an asteroid from the asteroid belt. It's coming in. And this morning I'm reading in the papers, Skywatch and some of the other ones I read every morning of new asteroids that are being discovered and comets. And we're going to have a bunch of comets shortly. Whether or not they hit the Earth, I don't think so. It's semi-rare that one does, and when it does, it usually burns up in the atmosphere. All we need is something slightly larger, not much, and we're going to have a world event. And I don't know how this all works. There's a lot of fear about the Jewish holidays and this, I don't even know how to pronounce it, but there are wars going on. Nothing is real. And I don't know what to make of all of it. It's like more than just chatter. That's what Cliff High and some of these other people are now predicting. By listening to the chatter on the internet, they can accurately project, like Jade 2.0 software, they can predict what's going to happen. Best guesses, just because of the way people talk and the kinds of spin that's being put on it. And right now, it would appear that we are approaching the end of days. I don't know that but the feel is creepy.
Rick, I'm looking at the Nuclear Emergency Tracking Center map, NETC.
NETC.com, right.
Right, I'm looking at that right now, as you mentioned it, and here's what I'm seeing. Looks like the hot spots today are Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, New York State, Pennsylvania, Michigan,
East Coast,
Indiana, Illinois, Florida, Kansas, Oklahoma, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, California, Washington. I mean, those look like, the Radcon 2 and rising, Radcon 3, which is elevated, and even a Radcon 4. That's what I'm seeing.
Rick, is extremely dangerous.
Okay, well, that would be in Arizona, Radcon 4.
What part of Arizona
right
is
now.
it? Down near Phoenix, where?
It's southern Arizona.
Not Phoenix, yeah.
It's down near Mexico.
So I don't know what all that is. I don't have a clue what it all means. I don't know how to interpret all of this other than I have considerable concern.
And then you go and you look at Japan. Japan is lit up like a Christmas tree. Actually, I've never seen a Christmas tree lit. I've never seen a Christmas tree lit up quite like Japan. Most
of the
there's not
children
enough
have
space.
thyroid anomalies now. Well, just less than 6 months ago, a report came out, medical report, that 48% of the children in Tokyo under 6 all have some kind of thyroid anomaly.
Rick, I'm so glad that we don't have a camera here in the studio, because this morning before the broadcast, I was reading about DuPont and the chemicals and the poisoning of the earth and the disfigurement and the birth defects. And and I got an email from John Harmon, who is the program director at GCN, and he thought, boy, Vinny, you'd like to see this and maybe get some farmers on talking about how their cows have died and animals have died and so forth from the pollution. We'll talk about that in a couple minutes. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
My name is Bill Bonner, and I'm the president of the largest private news and research network in the world. And I paid for this airtime because I have an important message to the American people. There's a change coming that the government isn't telling you about. This change has deep implications for life in America, from where you shop to the doctors you visit and the family you want to protect. Look, I've made predictions like this before. Thing is, I was right then too. A few years ago, I warned that housing prices would collapse. They did. Before that, I warned that .com companies would crash. They did. Those who listened had a chance to save themselves. But this has nothing to do with the stock market. This will affect us all.
You can watch the video for free right now by going to dollardownfall.com. Again, that's dollardownfall.com.
We use mobile devices right against our bodies every day, but growing scientific evidence has emerged showing serious health risks associated with exposure to EMF radiation emitted from these devices. The solution is Defender Shield, the most effective mobile radiation shielding ever developed. Defender Shield blocks virtually 100% of EMF radiation from cell phones, tablets, and laptops, and starts at just $64.99. Buy now at DefenderShield.com. For 10% off, use promo code GCN. DefenderShield.com, the worldwide leader in mobile radiation shielding.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Why do over 50% of North Americans suffer from some form of chronic ailment? Could it be due to a toxic overload? It's time to take back your life. Get the lead out as well as the cadmium, mercury, and calcium. Extendovite is a garlic cayenne supplement with 5 other herbs that acts like a natural Drano, cleaning out the stored toxins, restoring your energy and youthfulness that we've lost. If you would like to live your life free of sickness, pain, or fear, then Extendovite is for you. Available in either capsules or liquid, you too can see why Extendovite is the #1 heart drop available. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit our website at heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
The human body is more than 60% water. Your brain and muscles are 75% water. And your blood is 92% water. Water's vital to your body, and alkalizing your water is the key to keep it running at its best. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops keep your entire body healthy, boosts energy, promotes weight loss, and even fights cancer. Call 800-518-7615 or go to alkavision.com to find out more. That's ALKAvision.com.
Class Dr. Richard Allen Miller's with us, the real Fox Mulder of the X-Files. DocRam.com, DocRam.com, as in Dr. and Richard Allen Miller put together, DocRam.com. And that will take you to his website. Also, you can go to RichardAllenMiller.com, RichardAlanMiller.com. Rick, I was reading this article sent to me by John Harmon of GCN, and it talks about a beautiful place on the globe called Parkersburg, West Virginia. And so there's a link on page 1 of the website, usaprepares.com, and it shows this rundown farm and a John Deere tractor, and you know, just what farming is really like, all the things that break. And but anyway, it's a beautiful landscape, and the Tennant family, Tennant family, had this property, and they were farming it, and it was a rich and fertile farm, and the farm grew to eventually 700 acres, and the DuPont company wanted to buy a part of it to put in a little landfill. And they were going to, DuPont assured them, according to this article, that they would dispose of only non-toxic material like ash and scrap metal. So the Tennant family agreed to sell part of their farm, and cows started dying, and animals started dying, and there were birth defects, and it was just a massive, massive problem. And I've talked about some of the birth defects that were happening near DuPont on the East Coast. In a bank where I worked, there were six women who had birth problems out of the entire bank in like 1 year. And it was a very, very high percentage. And I'm very concerned about what we've done. And so, you know, if you look at what these large companies have done to the land, and then you contrast that to the beauty of what they've done in the cities, you see these, you know, brightly colored coats and jackets and shirts. And, you know, it looks like everything's just fine in the cities when you see people using these products like Teflon and nylon, and well, that's awesome. You know, great products. But on the other side of the equation, You see the death and destruction and disfigurement and birth defects and toxins. And so now it's clear. It's really clear that cancer's everywhere. Cancer used to be rare, and now it's in every family. And how'd it get there? Well, it didn't get there by the little guys. It got there by big governments. It got there by radiation. It got there by chemical toxins. It got there by electromagnetic radiation. It got there by nuclear testing. It got there by wars and bombs. I mean, you know, if we were looking at Earth through a microscope from outer space, I mean, if we were not human, what would we think? Would we think, geez, those guys just can't get along, and they're just, don't they realize that they can't get off that place? They're stuck there, and they're destroying where they live. They're beating each other up. It makes no sense, Rick.
Matt, Vincent?
Yeah?
I can't basically hear a lot of what you're saying. My reception here today is so bad that I'm concerned. I don't know what it all means. I'm just letting you know that I'm not hearing half of what you're saying. Volume could go up a little bit.
Yeah, Tom, could you?
So like it's, I don't know. The bandwidth.
Tom,
I have not been able to do Skype or some telephoning here in the last couple of days because of reception. By the way, that some of this is astronomical. We had a couple of, eclipses yesterday that were historical. People don't realize we had a full eclipse of the moon and the sun at the same time. Interesting.
Rick, I can tell you that we are hearing you. I mean, I am hearing you just perfectly in Missouri. And your signal is going from the West Coast to Minnesota, and then from Minnesota to me. And then my signal is going to Minnesota and out to the world. It's okay from here. If you want to reconnect, work that out with Tom during the break.
At commercial, I'm going to hang up and have him just redial. We'll see if we get a better route.
Okay, Tom, would you take care of that, please? We'll be right back.
Okay, good.
Search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
No way. Is that a real bullet necklace?
No, it's a 9mm bullet necklace with matching earrings, you'll notice.
Those are awesome. Where'd you get them?
Dave found them at PatriotNecklace.com.
Wow.
They have a variety of calibers and necklaces and earrings and keychains.
PatriotNecklace.com?
PatriotNecklace.com.
Your choice of caliber bullet includes a rugged American-made stainless steel dog tag chain. A percentage of every sale goes to military and service-related charities. And get a discount by entering GCN at checkout. Show your patriotism and support our troops with a bullet necklace from PatriotNecklace.com.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom106.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom, the number 106.com. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom106.com.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
KDArmor.com is your one-stop shop for the most affordable body armor, period. With packages starting at $169.99 and free shipping on every order. Why would you go anywhere else? KD offers soft armor and rifle threat rated armor up to level 4. Go to KDArmor.com and get your body armor today while you still can. Mention this ad and receive a free water purification kit for a limited time with any body armor package. Go to KDArmor.com. That's CATI Armor.com. Come and take it.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Ricky LeBlanc, admitted in Mass only. Sokolov Law, LLC, Chestnut Hill, Mass. Ken Levin, responsible attorney in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Greg Hobby, New Jersey. The choice of lawyer is an important decision that should not be based solely upon advertisements. While this firm maintains joint responsibility, most cases of this type are referred to other attorneys for principal responsibility. If you know what mesothelioma is, you or someone you love has likely been impacted by this devastating cancer. You may be entitled to compensation. Call Sokolov Law today. 1-800-218-HELP. The only known cause of mesothelioma is asbestos exposure. Thousands of hardworking men and women, including many U.S. veterans and industrial workers, have been diagnosed with mesothelioma because manufacturers knew the dangers but put profits ahead of people. An estimated $30 billion in court-ordered trust has been set aside to pay money to asbestos victims. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma, call now. You may be entitled to receive compensation without ever going to court or filing a lawsuit. Call for a free legal consultation at 1-800-218-HELP. That's 1-800-218-HELP.
Class, Dr. Richard Allen Miller and I have been talking about the Nuclear Emergency Tracking Center's map, netc.com, on the internet, and you can go to it, and you can look at the radioactive hotspots across the planet. Now, I mentioned where we see the hotspots, during the previous segment. But I don't want you to think that if we didn't mention your location that everything's good, because it doesn't mean that. What it means is this is what's reported. This is what the sensors have picked up. But I don't believe there are sensors everywhere to indicate where radiation is. I believe there are some sensors that are picking it up, but I don't believe they're everywhere. So just because we didn't mention your state doesn't mean you're free and clear. It just means there's no information on this website indicating that a particular location has radiation. So, for example, there's an indication that there's radiation in Illinois, but that's right on the border of Missouri. So in Missouri, there's still radiation, and there's plenty of hot spots in western Pennsylvania. So if you're in Ohio, it doesn't mean you're free and clear. It just means that there's an indication that it's in Pennsylvania. So this is just an overview. So I don't think you're out of the woods just because your state isn't indicated on this particular map at this particular time. Rick, what are your thoughts? Wow. So where's Rick? Tom, did we lose Rick? Wow. So what's happened? Is it just me? Let me look. It looks like, according. So Tom, do we have Rick?
Yes, you do.
Okay. So Rick, were you able to hear what I said? Yeah. What I was saying, Rick, is that just because we didn't mention a particular location on the NETC map doesn't mean that area is free and clear from radiation. It just means that it's not indicated on the map.
That map is updated every minute also.
Yeah, but there aren't sensors every square inch of the, of the country. So
yeah.
Just because we didn't mention you doesn't mean, you're free and clear. I would be concerned no matter where I lived in this country because there are dots all over. I mean, it looks like.
This is why you need to have a part of your garden at least covered like a greenhouse or something so that you're not getting cooties from the air.
Yeah, I was talking with one of our senior instructors, Miles, in Europe, and we were talking about tomatoes off the air, and he was telling me that his tomatoes a few weeks ago were growing really well, and I said, "Wow, it's not what I see here," and then he reminded me that his are grown under plastic, so they don't have the same environment that we have. And what a great plan. So I would consider putting hoops over my garden from now on, and that's the plan. We built it so that we can put these plastic pipes and bend them into hoops and put plastic over the hoops so that we have the equivalent of a small greenhouse.
I started to vet. Last week I posted the 8 different kinds of geoengineering that's currently happening in the atmosphere that I've been able to identify. And they're all different companies. They're all different corporations with different agendas. And 3 of them, of the 8, are dropping nanometer particulate, like the fly ash, which means that there's nothing that will shield that. That means it'll fall right through plastic or steel like a little comet going through the solar system. It just goes right through it. And it's affecting everything, including health in people. The automobiles, like we said, are being affected. The metal is fatiguing. The rubber is deteriorating. You can drive on the freeway and look at the debris on the road today and compare it to what it was like last year at the same time. We have a problem. And that's going to be possibly another book title. Houston, we have a problem. Because, in fact, Spaceship Earth is now in serious trouble. There's rioting going on all over the crew. It's crazy. The whole thing is nuts. And I don't think people realize how seriously our air now has been polluted by corporate factions trying to cut corners. When you dig fly ash into the ground, it's in one relative center, and the toxicity is increasingly hideous. But when you drop it in the atmosphere, from a volumetric point of view, it's very, very thin and very hard to measure because of the amount of volume involved here. The problem is it doesn't take but one particle inside your body, a plutonium particle, to ricochet around like a pinball machine and cause cancer. Now, that's the problem I'm having right now, is they've hijacked our air. And fly ash, which is the primary one right now that you can see in the clouds, and tucked out and all of that, that has radium-226 and 228 in it, which is more toxic than plutonium. Nobody's talking about this. It's ever present in everything. And we talked last week about the saliva, the spit, how it's whiter. It's got something in it. It's filtering out through everything. I don't know if you've noticed how your nose is drier. Mine is. Even though we've had triple-digit weather and now it's pouring down rain, and I'm still getting phlegm.
Well, me too, Rick. Rick, I've got some anecdotal evidence that I think is pretty interesting. You know how when we have an expo, our farm becomes a destination, and a whole bunch of people arrive from all over the country, and they hang out here for the expo. Well, that's happening right now. It's not that we're having an expo, but our farm has become a destination for a bunch of people, and from several states. And here's what I've noticed. We've had chemtrails, and our guests have been here for days. We've had these chemtrails over the farm, and I point them out to people who haven't seen them before. I was like, wow, geez, you're right. Well, we're all coughing. We're all dehydrated. We all have white saliva. And so, if it's just one person in the house, you might think it's just you. But when you have people from not in your household normally, and they're from other states, and they're all exhibiting the same kinds of symptoms, now you've got some anecdotal evidence. And since we last mentioned the update for the Nuclear Emergency Tracking Center indicators for levels of radiation, let me just give you just Radcon 3. It's just changed. It's the new improved higher concentrations of radiation. So now we have just at Radcon 3. We have California, Arizona, Oklahoma, Idaho, Kansas, Michigan, Western New York.
Radcon 3, you have that many Radcon 3s?
Rick, let me just read these Radcon 3s.
That's unbelievable.
That's what I'm saying. I just noticed this, and it's the new improved update. Rick, so Radcon 3, Idaho, California, Oklahoma, Arizona, Kansas, Michigan, Western New York State, Connecticut, New Hampshire, and Maine.
I've never heard that many Radcon 3s in America at one moment.
And Florida.
That's unbelievable.
Uh-huh. Now, if you add to that Radcon 2, we can add, now, I didn't say that Oklahoma had 2 locations with Radcon 3 and Kansas had 2 with Radcon 3. I didn't say that, but that's true. Okay. So now if you add Radcon 2, which is the level below that, you can add Washington State, Idaho, California. Wait a second. Let me start over. Washington State, Idaho, Utah, New Mexico, Arizona, Kansas, Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, Indiana, Pennsylvania, New York State, Massachusetts, Florida, Maine. That's in addition to the ones that I mentioned that have Radcon 3. So they have Radcon 2 and Radcon 3 in different locations. Now, that does not include a greater number of Radcon 1. There's even more of Radcon 1. So, if we want to talk about that, we would include, I'll just read them off. Washington, Idaho, Oregon, California, Nevada, Arizona, Colorado, Montana, Nebraska, Kansas, Texas, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Maine, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Tennessee. There's not much left. I mean, just about every state. So, Rick, it's all over the United States. And then I'm going across the sea to Japan. And Japan is, There are so many. I would say, if I had to indicate what percentage of radioactive spots in Japan, it looks to me like the country is covered 80% with these indicators of radiation. That's what it looks like to me on the map. Dr. Richard Allen Miller, and I'll be right back.
There's a problem happening right now.
Yeah. By now, you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else. Except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
No way. Is that a real bullet necklace?
No, it's a 9mm bullet necklace with matching earrings, you'll notice.
Those are awesome. Where'd you get them?
Dave found them at PatriotNecklace.com.
Wow.
They have a variety of calibers and necklaces and earrings and keychains.
PatriotNecklace.com?
PatriotNecklace.com.
Your choice of caliber bullet includes a rugged American-made stainless steel dog tag chain. A percentage of every sale goes to military and service-related charities. And get a discount by entering GCN at checkout. Show your patriotism and support our troops with a bullet necklace from PatriotNecklace.com.
Okay, open your mouth and say ah.
When your child has a sore throat, you need to know when to get help. The doctor recommended Say Ah Sore Throat Exam is your solution. The scientifically designed oral retractor offers a clear view of the throat, relaxing the tongue and minimizing gag reflex. Compare with a medical grade chart, website, and app. Then you'll know just what to tell your doctor. A wellness plan in your hands in minutes. Go to SayAhHNow.com. SayAhNow.com, the new mainstay for every family's first aid kit.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares Unfiltered and Untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares Untapped and Off the Grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market, the gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to produce an endless supply of nano-sized silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. Silver Lungs. With the addition of our unique lung delivery system, respiratory infections are targeted directly, where traditional oral administration simply cannot reach. This pioneering method also preserves the original particle sizes and delivers your silver solution directly into the bloodstream. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
Last, Dr. Richard Allen Miller's with us, and I've got to tell you, I am absolutely delighted to introduce your newest instructor. Joey from Michigan is on the line with us, and Joey has sent Dr. Richard Allen Miller links to fascinating articles on the internet. He sent them to me. He sent them to Aaron Dakins, Matt Stein, and so many of your instructors. Welcome, Joey.
Good morning, Rick. Good morning, Vinny.
Good morning, Joey.
Rick, want to thank you for having Adele help me out with that cordyceps.
Oh, it's working for you.
Well, I just got it, and I just was finding out how I have to use it. But anyway, that's beautiful. Let's talk about this map. How come when you scroll out, you get to the global part of it, there's no radiation levels in Europe, China, Russia, anywhere?
Yeah, they don't monitor there like they do everywhere else in the world.
Why is that? With those four...
A political thing. Has to do with the different European Union and their relationship to each other, and the nuclear power plants that are, infringing on borders, that kind of thing.
All right, I was just curious what those four mishaps China had with those different buildings just miraculously exploding. I'd like to see if there was any radiation levels in that environment.
Yeah.
Really good point, Joey. And there is one Radcon level 1 alert in Germany that I see in Europe. Other than that, I don't see any. But we do have it in, the United States is lit up pretty well, indicating radiation. Hawaii has got a Radcon level 1. Japan is lit up. But you're absolutely right. If you look at China, and if you look at Africa and South America, and if you look at what was the former Soviet Union and China, there is no indication whatsoever. You're absolutely correct.
Well, and earlier over the States, there were 2 of those Radcon 4 levels. Now I see those disappeared.
Right this minute, we have Radcon 4 in Florida, and I believe that's all.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about what Miles talked about yesterday about the acid and the alkaline body.
Mm-hmm.
And this is really for Rick. And Rick probably didn't hear about Miles, so you might have to reiterate a little bit what he said. But my curiosity is, with all the metal particles that we're starting to acquire in our system, the acidity, how would that act as like a transmitter or a transreceiver? Coupled with all the new antennas that are being put up. What are those? ELF towers, I think Rick called them.
Are you concerned that we have a bio API in our atmosphere? A chip that is being delivered through the air into being a site-selective molecule? Yes, we have those. That's one of the 8 programs that I vetted. Yeah, it's terrible. In the 70s, when I worked in anesthesiology, we had started developing a site-selective molecule, a molecule that you could drink, and it would automatically be predetermined where it would lodge in the body. And we were looking for certain places in the cerebral cortex. Imagine that. And that's one of the reasons I became a farmer. But that is a high likely possibility with these metals, and especially in the nanometer with some of the other posts I've been doing on extremovites, these special kinds of life organisms that are little nanobots that create more geometry for it. And I don't know where we're going to go on all of this, except that they're essentially hijacking our air today like they tried to do our water last month. You know, I remember privatization of water. What would happen if they privatized air?
Joey, would you like to hold through the break?
I'm going to hold that, yeah.
That sounds great. Joey from Michigan, Richard Allen Miller on the West Coast. I'm Vin Finelli. This is USAPrepares.com. Pretty disturbing information that you're hearing, but it's true. And you're better off knowing about it than not knowing about it. We'll be right back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Sciatica, lower back pain, hip pain, poor posture. If you suffer from any of these problems, get ready to relax. Introducing an amazing product that's been in the market for over 25 years, the Sacro Wedgie. It was invented by a football coach using a common-sense osteopath technique. He created this device to help his athletes by isolating and supporting the sacrum, which is the keystone of our anatomy. This wedge-shaped bone is in the center of our hips, where a lot of pain starts. Simply relax 20 minutes daily on the amazingly simple Sacro Wedgie and let gravity do the work, helping muscles rebalance and start releasing nerves. Sit in the Sacro Wedgie at the computer or while traveling to help correct posture to finally help relieve those stubborn aches and pains for only $33.95. It's made in the USA, so click the family-owned website at sacrowedgie.com, spelled SACROWEDGY.com, or call 1-800-737-9295. That's 1-800-737-9295. Relax your back pain away with the Sacro Wedgie.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
KDArmor.com is your one-stop shop for the most affordable body armor period, with packages starting at $169.99 and free shipping on every order. Why would you go anywhere else? KD offers soft armor and rifle threat rated armor up to level 4. Go to KDArmor.com and get your body armor today while you still can. Mention this ad and receive a free water purification kit for a limited time with any body armor package. Go to KDArmor.com. That's CATI armor.com. Come and take it.
Locked, hour number 2 of USAPrepares.com with Dr. Richard Allen Miller. If you'd like to go to his website, docram.com, DOCRAM.com, and richardallenmiller.com, Richard A-L-A-N Miller.com. Joey from Michigan is with us. He's called in. He is one of your instructors. You just haven't heard him because he's been working behind the scenes. He's been to the expos and the meetups, and I get a chance to meet with Joey as we go to events across the country. So, Joey, you were asking me about Miles and some of the things that Miles said. Miles called in from Europe, and he was talking about lowering the body acidity. He talked about how he chews juniper berries and he tries to keep his body alkaline. He uses pre and probiotics. He makes a drink that he learned about in Turkey, and he had called me off the air about this months ago. And what it is, it's good, clean water with some yogurt and Mediterranean sea salt. And he tries to drink somewhere around 3 pints a day. He also uses diatomaceous earth, a food-grade diatomaceous earth, and we have that available if anyone wants it. It's not on the website. And he takes amino acids daily and colloidal silver. So he's very concerned, as far as I understand it, about the toxins in the air and the toxins all around him. And he needs to stay healthy as well as the rest of us do in order to continue and come out the other side of this mess that these big companies and our government and Agenda 21 is waiting for us and has unleashed on us already.
Beautiful. Hey, question. Rick, what's an ELF wave?
Oh, a what?
ELF wave.
ELF?
Yeah, you know, like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the ELF wave. Something
I've never heard of it.
Are you talking about extremely low frequency ELF?
ELF. Yes. That's infrasound that was at one time a weapon developed by France. What it will do, it would be like 10 hertz or 8 hertz. Really low frequency in the sound waves. What it does is it requires a tremendous amount of power to attenuate, because it's attenuated in the atmosphere. It's very easily absorbed, and so transmission of it is not possible over long distances. What it can be used for is to set up standing waves on the heart and create a heart attack. It's a device that's a weapon, ELF, extremely low frequency, and 10 hertz, 8 hertz, low enough that it moves material or metal, or you'll actually see the metal moving to the frequency band if the power is high enough, because that frequency can cause it to resonate. It's a weapon. ELF is weapon.
Is that the same material John Lilly was trying to talk to the dolphins with?
Yes, the dolphin use sonar, which is a sound band, but their frequency bands start at around 25 hertz and go upward from there. Man normally will hear in audio sounds somewhere around 40 hertz or above, and then go up to maybe as high as 1800 hertz, or 1800 waves per
18,000.
18,000. Excuse me. Yes, 18,000. We don't have a very wide bandwidth. Most people only hear about 15,000 hertz, and down as low as 40. That would be the so-called hum. You can hear higher pitches or resonances in your eardrum when you hear termites, frogs, or even blood going across the eardrum will cause a higher hissing sound, which is an harmonic of lower frequency bands.
Well, didn't Lilly and Patrick Flanagan work together on that dolphin stuff for about 5 years?
Flanagan didn't do the work with Lilly. I did. But okay. Yes, Flanagan's work had to do, again, with the early weapons that were coming out of France, with what they were called pulse weapons that would pulse someone's heart and put them into ventricular fibrillation or something, cause them to have a heart attack.
So how would those waves, could those waves be used against people today with all these new cell antennas being put up?
Probably not, in that the amount of power to generate it to go 1 mile, let's say, it'd be 1,000,000 times more than, let's say, microwave, which just goes right through everything, because it's so high frequency. We're talking in terms of gigahertz as opposed to hertz. 6 zeros, 9 zeros.
So you worked with John Lilly on this project, and
I worked with the dolphin language and the sound waves that they were creating. That's the part I did with Lilly. That was Carl Sagan had hired a couple of us to go in and try to understand if the dolphins actually had a language. And that was one of the studies that I did back in the early 70s.
So that movie,
the book I'm writing.
That movie, The Day of the Dolphin, with George C. Scott in the early 70s, there's some validity to that movie?
Yes, that was a metaphor of what was actually happening. Day of the Dolphin. Yeah, that's Lily was absolutely convinced that the dolphin had a language of clicks and whistles. And when I went, and there's a rehab center in Key Largo in Florida. There's another one on Kailua, but the real one is called Dolphins Plus today. That's where the real studies are being done with dolphin. And their languages of communication is a form of sonar. And their clicks and whistles that you hear have so much more content of information structurally in terms of what I discovered is that Hebrew is a very complex language. It had the Sefer Yetzirah, the Book of Formation, relates sounds to words, and they had mother letters so that you were actually communicating more when you would use a word and how it relates to an unrelated word because of the sound. And that was a part of the Bible. That's one of those things that got left out of the Bible, but there it is. And sound, in terms of redundancy, there is a book out by Avram Moles. It just got translated into English from the French. He's a French mathematician called Aesthetic Perception and Information Theory. And it talks about the redundancy coefficient that we have in languages. Some languages are more complex than others. Chinese, for example, uses inflection for the same word to have completely different meanings. And the inflection is a way of communication. What do you mean? What do you mean? Inflection. And with that said, the dolphin's language appeared to be 10 times more efficient than Hebrew, using Avram Moles' models in information theory. And it's a form of Clifford algebra, dimensional math. They had there's harmonics and so on involved here where there are very levels of subtlety. Now that's brain crunching, and the fact that the bottlenose dolphin has a brain that's bigger than man's. And so what we have here is a possible mammal that's more evolved in communications than man is. That's what came out of Day of the Dolphin. And the fact that they have a language that is more complex would possibly also suggest that they may have technologies that were more advanced as well. And while they did not have a thumb or fire, something else is going on here in terms of what technology is and what it is not. And higher on the food chain was orca, that had a cerebral cortex that's twice the size of man, and that mammal is firing 60% of it at any given moment, not 10, like man is. Now that would suggest that that mammal is possibly God. Not our God, but God by definition would be that which cannot be known. And if it's beyond comprehension. And that part of how we define God then could include aliens and possibly other mammals here on Earth that we don't have a clue about. I have watched an elephant in Cambodia paint itself depicting an awareness of self and the way other things and mammals would see it that man doesn't even have yet.
Yeah, that was a beautiful YouTube video with the elephant painting.
Yes, and there it is. Something else is going on here, and it may be that we don't understand yet, and the whole concept of God's chosen, and the fact that we have choice. It's
if they know
responsibility.
If they know this much about a dolphin's intelligence level, how much more do they know about ours? And obviously, they can control all of us through different frequencies, through different vibrates.
Yes, I mean, this is all the concerns that we've all had. Now, with all of that, I think I noticed that Vincent, when he started this program, didn't laugh. You know, how he always laughs. He didn't laugh the second hour, even though he introduced you and me, Joe. And it's like, it's because what we're talking about now is kind of serious stuff. And so I wanted to add some levity to it, just briefly, in saying that my half-full cup fell off the table and broke. And the way I looked at it was, guess what? That cup is already half-fixed. And once I fix it, I can refill it.
I think we need to talk about this more because more and more people need to become aware. If we could talk to a porpoise 1970 and they're continually learning this, and now currently today, where are we at?
Joey, when we come back, I'd like to share a question that I've put together from some of the things that you are talking about and see if actually this is where you're going. Joey's with us from Michigan. Dr. Richard Allen Miller's with us, and I'm Vince Finelli. This is USA Prepares. We'll be right back. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration system and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Did you know that select musical tones have the power to heal? By listening to 7 amazing songs that contain these tones, you can experience the power of music therapy.
I used to work in a pretty stressful atmosphere, but I started using the whole tones in the office, and I'm experiencing more focus, motivation, peace, and better relationships.
WholeTones99.com is a unique music therapy program featuring 7 secret ancient healing frequencies uncovered in the music of King David. Now you too can unlock the healing secrets of the Bible, as we are offering a free sample of this music so that you can discover their power to heal, relieve stress, and break negative cycles.
I use the tones to calm my 5, 3, and 2-year-olds to stop the fighting, and it works.
Now you can experience the healing music therapy in the comfort of your own home or office. Visit WholeTones99.com and get a free song. Visit WHOLETones99.com today for your free song. That's WholeTones99.com. WholeTones99.com.
Virtually anyone can hack your cell phone and track your calls, your texts, your emails, your every movement, but only if they can detect a signal. Stay one step ahead of hackers and Big Brother with a Block-It Pocket, a custom-made pocket infused with pure silver that creates a complete Faraday enclosure for your cell phone. For free shipping to the lower 48, visit blockitpocket.com or call 888-315-9618. blockitpocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
At 30dayfoodsupply.com, 2 of our top priorities are providing quality food at a reasonable price and protecting your security. When you call 800-700-2184, we will never record your phone call and never ask for your personal information, like how much food you have stored or where you keep it. We'll also never store your credit card information and email address on a computer. Your email address will never be shared or sold. We'll never limit the number of boxes you can purchase. We'll never use outside packers or use relabeled food from another company. Our meals are naturally high in fiber, carbs, and protein, and everything is packed with oxygen absorbers and Mylar pouches under our direct supervision at our plant in Oregon. Oregon Trail Foods and 30dayfoodsupply.com keep prices low by buying directly from their producers in Oregon and then passing the savings on to you. Call 800-700-2184 and purchase our 30-day 90-serving emergency food supply for only $99, and $10 ships your entire order to the lower 48. Visit our website, 30dayfoodsupply.com, or call 800-700-2184. That's 30dayfoodsupply.com at 800-700-2184.
This is Dan Pillett. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX That's 800-34-NO-TAX or my website, danpilla.com.
Dr. Richard Allen Miller's with us. Joey's with us from Michigan. And Joey, here's the question. As I was listening to you and Rick, I was thinking, are you drawing or connecting the dots? And here's where I'm going. The metallic substances that we're breathing in the air are entering our bodies. And are you trying to draw the connection that are those metallic substances in the body, are they able to be magnetized, which could cause all kinds of maladies in our systems, from transmitters, cell towers, radio towers, television transmission towers, power lines, and even directed parabolic antenna? Is that something that you're asking?
Well, my question is, are we becoming basically the receiver or the antenna? Are we?
That's what I'm. Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
My response would be yes, both.
So how do we short that system out other than becoming extremely alkaline?
I've been taking brown algae, metaphyllin.
I bought the brown algae. I brought the brown algae from Adele. I just got that as well. I started taking it yesterday.
I'm taking that and noticing a minor difference in my saliva now. It's becoming a little more like it used to be prior to this fly ash and some of the other garbage that they're dumping up there. I can tell you that it feels as if there is a breakaway civilization that has technologies I don't. And I'm really good at what I do, and I don't know about that kind of thing. And I know I don't know. I know that imagination is reality, which means that if I can imagine it, it's absolutely more likely than not true. And so there you go. You have to take responsibility for the thoughts you choose to entertain, because we are basically creating our own apocalypse. We are basically creating our aliens. And I think that at some point, the part of growing up, evolving, will require each of us taking more responsibility for allowing certain thoughts to occur in our brain or not, whether they came from us or they came from someone else. And then I would say to you, what's the difference? If I was an abused child and have a neuroses as a result of it, everything is learned. The child learns how to be spousal abuse and pedophile. They learn it. And so we have a responsibility to start walking our own talk and holding true to the margin of what is of value or not. I don't know how to express it really well, except...
Great answer. Great answer.
Yeah.
You choose to entertain the thought, and if you can change somebody's beaming in a new thought, you can change that.
Yeah, you choose not to accept that thought. You know, like, I want to look at some pornography, and I'm going to take some drugs, and I da-da-da-da-da. Whether that came from you or somewhere else, you do have choice at some level. And that's where your evolution lies, is in that choice of holding to the values you choose to hold for yourself. They do not have to be other people's values. That's God's will. And why Christians say you're not supposed to judge another man. We do. In fact, the very fact is Christians probably do it worse than any of them. And so there it is.
Have you guys noticed a different kind of chemtrail?
Yes, I have. There's many. I posted on Facebook a couple days ago the different qualities of it. There are 8 different kinds that I've been able to identify that are now in the media with Wigington and some of the others.
I break out in a rash, Rick, when I go to Facebook, and I know you like to put everything out there. I get a rash. I get a rash all over. Like, you have to make it harder for these people. You know, they have to earn what little bit of money they're stealing from us. All right.
Joey, to answer your question about the chemtrails, yes, I am seeing these bright white, really bright white, fluffy chemtrails, low. They spread out wide. They seem to be more concentrated than ever before.
Right. We've got a new one here as well.
Okay, open your mouth and say ah.
When your child has a sore throat, you need to know when to get help. The doctor recommended Say Ah Sore Throat Exam is your solution. The scientifically designed oral retractor offers a clear view of the throat, relaxing the tongue and minimizing gag reflex. Compare with the medical grade chart, website, and app. Then you'll know just what to tell your doctor. A wellness plan in your hands in minutes. Go to SayAHHnow.com. SayAhNow.com. The new mainstay for every family's first aid kit.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of slingbow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom106.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom106.com. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom106.com.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares unfiltered and untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Did you know that drinking pure, high alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
We've all heard the news stories. Another shooting, and they're getting worse. That's why Infidel Body Armor introduces Infidel Fridays, exclusive 24-hour insider deals to save you money and possibly save your life. Make it a favorite when you log on to InfidelBodyArmor.com. Then be sure to visit each and every Infidel Friday to get special insider pricing, but for 24 hours only. That's InfidelBodyArmor.com. Infidel Body Armor just won't quit.
Sciatica, lower back pain, hip pain, poor posture. If you suffer from any of these problems, get ready to relax. Introducing an amazing product that's been in the market for over 25 years, the Sacro Wedgie. It was invented by a football coach using a common sense osteopath technique. He created this device to help his athletes by isolating and supporting the sacrum, which is the keystone of our anatomy. This wedge-shaped bone is in the center of our hips, where a lot of pain starts. Simply relax 20 minutes daily on the amazingly simple Sacro Wedgie and let gravity do the work, helping muscles rebalance and start releasing nerves. Sit in the Sacro Wedgie at the computer or while traveling to help correct posture to finally help relieve those stubborn aches and pains for only $33.95. It's made in the USA, so click the family-owned website at sacrowedgie.com, spelled SACROWEDGY.com, or call 1-800-737-9295. That's 1-800-737-9295. Relax your back pain away with the Sacro Wedgie.
You know, class, I was talking with one of our instructors a couple of years ago, and this particular instructor saw a two-headed baby being born as a result of a nuclear catastrophe. I just posted a link on page 1 of USA Prepares about Iraq and some of the birth defects. The reason I did that is what we're talking about is an out-of-control system. We're talking with Joey and Rick about government that's out of control, spraying chemicals in the air. I don't feel as good as I should. No one I know does. People are complaining about loss of memory, loss of energy. They're not as strong as they were a couple of years ago. Literally, people are really having a tough time just doing things. We're having a tremendous amount of failures, mechanical failures, rubber hose failures, hydraulic failures. Cancer is out of control. And so I just posted on page 1 an article that says Iraq, War's Legacy of Cancer. It's just one post about how bad things are. So, Joey, you've been talking about metals in the body with Rick, and we're talking about, can these metals be used as weapons against us? And Rick says, yes, they can. We've been talking about the heart attack machine. Bob Dylan talked about that decades ago, that, the government has a heart attack machine and there's no detection. Someone just falls down with a heart attack. And Joey asked about chemtrails, and yes, the chemtrails that we're seeing over our part of it. I'm parched right now. I've got a cup of coffee in the studio, and I'm parched, and I've been really parched for days and days. They have been spraying this bright white substance over us. I mean, directly over the farm, and it's multiple passes. It's outrageous, and I think that these are the highest crimes that anyone can commit. I would like to find who these people are. I would like to try them, and I would like to, even though I'm against the death penalty, we need to make exceptions. Rick?
I have a problem with our choices. It's like there's this big black hole, and they've got a little divider where our choices, we can either go right or left. We have a choice, but going down the hole, we have no choice. That's what I'm saying.
Joey?
You know those plumes you're talking about, Vince? We've had those for the last 2 months. Yesterday, while I was going for parts to Grand Rapids, and it's funny, I was thinking about at break, that Radcon level is over Grand Rapids, but the plumes I seen yesterday were very short, maybe 500 feet. But as you looked behind them, you seen what looked like a heat, what do you call that? A heat code? Like if you look at a blacktop road and it's 100 degrees and it's a flat road, you see that heat coming off the asphalt?
Yes, right.
That's the streamers that were following these new and improved powder puffs coming out. And it's interesting because what you say when you're cutting hay, yeah, I come home at night, I've got a long sleeve or a short sleeve shirt on or a sweatshirt. My skin is on fire. And we have more radiation from the sun. The bands that are radiating from the sun now are more toxic to skin cancer. Yes. My dog,
Joey, Joey, you and I were talking last night, and would you mind sharing? I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, I don't know if you heard, I mentioned you in our conversation about how you're experiencing the same kinds of failures that I am. Miles is experiencing the same kinds of failures that we're discussing in Europe. Would you describe what you were telling me, the kinds of failures with rubber parts that you're having in Michigan?
I've got tires that are 25 years old. They finally blow out. You buy a new tire less than 5 years old. It looks in worse shape than a 25-year-old tire. You know, fan belts, rubber belts on hay rakes, they just disintegrate. The hydraulic hose is the same thing. They just disintegrate. Plastic, any plastic container that's out in the sun, in 1 year, you can take it and kick it and it shatters. You know, and you'd have to ask, if you were of the preparedness mind and you were buying particular stuff that you might be able to provide for yourself into the up-and-coming future if something bad would happen. Wow. What are you buying? You're buying a throwaway item. I mean, there's no way you could prepare because what you're buying is garbage. Now, you'd have to ask the question, is China producing a second, third-rate quality item? You know, you have to connect dots. I mean, you know, 5 years ago, I'd never say this, but today, how do you not say this? Every single thing you look at, every single thing you do, they're taking perfectly good cars. They don't take them to the scrapyard anymore. They destroy them. So you can get a new car that's all electronically programmed, shipped. I mean, I'm reading articles, Michigan's supposed to become an IRF license plate in the next year or two. So you'll get X amount of miles, and then any miles you put over that on your car, you get to pay an additional tax. You didn't pay enough tax on the fuel, on the repairs, on the products, on the wear and tear on your car, and the wear and tear on the tires. I mean, at what point does this end? You know, I heard something I never thought I would hear last week when Rick was talking, and I know Rick now almost 3 years. And what he said, I couldn't believe they were coming out of his mouth about that inland bearing walrus that was VP of the last simpleton running the show. You know, and what conditioning is being done? I mean, people that never thought the way they're thinking, they've had enough. They've had enough. They're sickened by this. Your bunker files a couple of weeks ago with you and Aaron and the webbot, when I listened to that, and I thought Aaron was going to throw up. And then she says, feeling like I'm going to have uncontrollable diarrhea. I mean, who says this kind of stuff? Nobody even thought this kind of stuff. I mean, you know, you listen to Larry Nichols. He's talking about the greatest sickness ever on the earth. And the media downplays this like it's nothing. Yet we've got I don't know what she is, a representative. She had an extramarital affair with another representative. Wow, they were throwing them out. Now, I'm not saying what they did is right, but you know, what Bill Clinton did was just diabolical. Get on the air. I mean, all those stories about, and when you watch some of those other videos that Larry has, are you kidding me? Nobody says nothing about this, and there's still people that, man, they would give their firstborn so Mr. Clinton could work with them. Come on. Where are we at as a society? We've become the lowest form. How do you rebuttal that?
You can, and actually, the whole phenomena is like boiling the frog. You bring up the heat so slowly, the frog doesn't notice it until it's too late. You know, class, I have these wonderful conversations with Joey, and we're like two teenagers maybe talking for hours about all kinds of things, like what you just heard, nonstop, 2 hours of that. That's really what it's like. And it's absolutely fascinating because Joey will talk about things he's observed. I will add in the things that I've seen, and we have all this anecdotal evidence, and then we can draw these conclusions. It's quite remarkable. And Joey, I'm so glad that what you've just said is like what we talk about off the air.
And you notice it's with heartfelt anger, because because we're at a point, if we all don't start stepping up, there's nothing to step up to. You've been wanting me for the last year and a half to get on here, and I put it off. You know, when we met Rick in Chicago for that Psychotronics fair,
right,
we talked for how long? 7 or 8 hours? 10 hours?
Right.
I mean, it was nonstop. And I mean, it was like, man, we got to leave? Wow. Terrible. Okay. But I mean,
that's what it's like. That's what it's like with Joey. And, so Joey, I hope you're going to be able to find time to be on the air with us and share your thoughts, because what's really happening, here's what USA Prepares on the broadcast classroom has become, an outlet for this anecdotal evidence. But, you know, it's not conspiracy theory. We're connecting the dots and we're finding out that we're right. This stuff is true. And there's so many people who think we're nuts, but I think slowly they're joining the fold. But, one of the things that, but there are those who are still in adamant disagreement with us. There are those who are still willing to kill themselves with their cell phones. I don't get it. If they looked at this map and they saw a real hot spot, let's pick Kentucky. If Kentucky were a hot spot, they might say, you know what? I don't think I'd want to move there. But, you know, since I live there and I've got my family there, well, you know, it's family and we'll just stay there. That's kind of stuff I don't understand. If I saw,
say, that's what it's called. And now it's time to step up, like Joey says. This is
Rick,
the end of days.
You made the best point, Rick. When money no longer has the leash, when that clip of money is released from your collar, the whole game changes. Right now, people don't say stuff. They back down because they're holding on to what their sweat equity is. In their illusion of their mind, what they've been able to get, keep, accomplish, think what they've got to keep. I mean, that George Carlin has the best. He says, you know what the poor is for in the middle class? They show the middle class what's going to happen if you don't stay on the treadmill. You're going to be the poor. But yet the few people that control the show, they never complain. They steal. I mean, it's mind-boggling. It's overwhelming.
Well, this is one of the geoengineerings, is a way of getting rid of waste material without the expense of having to be cleaned up like Bendix and some of the others did when it started causing leukemia.
I sent both of you guys a link this morning on something about the refugees coming into Europe. And they said something, is Europe becoming the fourth Reich? Think about the simplicity of taking and making people sick, sending them abroad, and sending all this chaos to Eastern European countries. Beautiful. And they're begging for more help. Think of how that's going to help. Going into a break?
We're going into a break, and I'm just... How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
No way. Is that a real bullet necklace?
No, it's a 9mm bullet necklace with matching earrings, you'll notice.
Those are awesome. Where'd you get them?
Dave found them at PatriotNecklace.com.
Wow.
They have a variety of calibers and necklaces and earrings and keychains.
PatriotNecklace.com?
PatriotNecklace.com.
Your choice of caliber bullet includes a rugged American-made stainless steel dog tag chain. A percentage of every sale goes to military and service-related charities. And get a discount by entering GCN at checkout. Show your patriotism and support our troops with a bullet necklace from PatriotNecklace.com.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to produce an endless supply of nano-sized silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. Silver Lungs. With the addition of our unique lung delivery system, respiratory infections are targeted directly, where traditional oral administration simply cannot reach. This pioneering method also preserves the original particle sizes and delivers your silver solution directly into the bloodstream. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
Did you know that drinking pure, high alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't pick on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Healthy, organic, fresh fish, robust, mouth-watering vegetables, all from your home. It's called aquaponics. This brilliant, self-sustaining protein and veggie system is perfect for year-round growing. Know exactly where your food is coming from. Aquaponicssource.com is the one-stop shop for all your needs. Fish, fish food, plumbing, full systems, classes, and more. Learn to build your own system. Go to aquaponicssource.com for a free guide to aquaponics. That's aquaponicssource.com.
Last segment, Dr. Richard Allen Miller's with us, Joey from Michigan's with us, and I'm going to do something that we don't normally do, and that's we're going to add Michael in New York to this discussion. Michael, welcome.
Well, good morning, Vincent. Thank you, and good morning, gentlemen. Just wanted to make a quick comment, but, you know, guys, there's always a way. And, you know, everything you describe that's going on these various attacks through our environment, on us and all life forms, but yeah, I'm tip top, guys. I'm on the go all the time. I barely sleep, but I'm full of energy. Oh, there is a way. The Lord is good. There's always a way. There's always the true, the best signs to everything. And once you learn it, they can't touch you. You can spit on them. You can do anything to them. They can't touch you, the dirtbags. And but you know, Rick, when you said the Lord said in the Bible, you know, can't judge, but obviously you have to judge, and you got to be careful how you know, the context of those statements that the Lord made, because the Lord also taught, judge ye a tree by the fruit it bears. Okay, so he's telling us, be very discerning in this world as you go about your business. so you can accurately judge and assess everything, especially mankind, the people you're dealing with. And so when all these guys with the chemtrails, these devils, these antichrists behind all this nefarious activity, obviously they're no good. We love to put them in prison. I'd love to terminate them permanently if I had the means as a president to get my hands on them. And so, no, we have to judge. If they're pedophiles, if they're crooks, whatever the case is, traitors, foreign agents, we got to judge so we can then hold them properly accountable and keep order and harmony in this world so civilization, God's civilization, can flourish. And so I just wanted to mention that, guys.
Joey, your thoughts?
Well said. I mean, he hit it spot on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the
Rick?
one thing you can never do is give up on God.
Rick, your thoughts?
Well, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to just try to worry about myself right now. I'm glad people are listening to us. I'm glad people are waking up. Right now, we need to wake ourselves up.
Mm-hmm. Joey, you were talking about the failures that you've had. Now, can you just very briefly share with us? We talked about the tires. Is this something that you're seeing for the first time at an ever increasing rate, or is this something you've seen for a very long time?
Vince, I have a lot of equipment. I never had tires blow out, tires that didn't even look bad. They just blew out. That was the good tire that blew out. So needless to say, I mean, I've never seen this. I mean, when you're running equipment, you have normal wear and tear failure. A hose here, a hose there. Normally you'll have one or two hoses blow out and you're good. Just like you're fixing a hose and then you had to fix the same hose a week or two later. Whether it was air on the person that built the hose or the product or the coupler on the hose. I mean, it's all nonsense.
One of our instructors, go ahead.
I bought stainless steel hose clamps when I was doing some water piping in the yard. 2 years out and it ain't even covered under the dirt. It's out in the dirt. It's all rusty. It's considered stainless steel from China. I've dug up water lines 20 years old coming out of a well. The stainless steel looked brand new, buried under the ground 5 feet. How does that work?
Mm-hmm.
It's built-in obsolescence.
If I can just comment, guys, that Joe, your observations are accurate because I've seen it too, especially with stainless steel clamps from China over the years. Crap. And most of the stuff coming from communist China is crap. And I find when I have to buy something from there, because I like the product and Americans don't make it, I always have to tweak it and modify it because it's not, the materials are defective, especially electronically. And so I'm just curious, your tires and these hoses, if they're coming from China as well.
Well, I noticed the auto parts stores, they're now switching back to a lot of Mexican parts. Because China had such amount of failure, they said, you don't want this. We'll go to the China or to the Mexican part. Because
Michael, let me share something very quickly. One of our instructors bought an old truck and he needed a spare tire, and the spare tire was mounted in the bed of the truck, brand new tire. It literally exploded. He wasn't in the truck. He heard this loud boom, and the tire exploded right in the bed, not even being used. Rick Miller, thanks so much. Joey in Michigan, thank you. Michael in New York, thank you. Class, above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you. Bunker Files Live. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Did you know that select musical tones have the power to heal? By listening to 7 amazing songs that contain these tones, you can experience the power of music therapy.
I used to work in a pretty stressful atmosphere, but I started using the whole tones in the office, and I'm experiencing more focus, motivation, peace, and better relationships.
WholeTones99.com is a unique music therapy program featuring 7 secret ancient healing frequencies uncovered in the music of King David. Now you too can unlock the healing secrets of the Bible, as we are offering a free sample of this music so that you can discover their power to heal, relieve stress, and break negative cycles.
I use the tones to calm my 5, 3, and 2-year-olds to stop the fighting, and it works.
Now you can experience the healing music therapy in the comfort of your own home or office. Visit WholeTones99.com and get a free song. Visit WHOLETones99.com today for your free song. That's WholeTones99.com. WholeTones99.com.